So, hot new marketing. Now, this is an area that I am almost completely clueless about. Yeah, young people in the room probably say, oh, geez, that's old. I mean, you should have known about this. But I will tell you, it's brand new hot marketing. What this is the liquor industry has figured out that we need to get into social media, okay? They did a huge study, largest in its kind anywhere in the world. It's a massive study that was done. And what they found was there was a huge market out there. If you can market on the internet, you have the potential of reaching 1.8 billion customers. That is phenomenal when you think about it. These numbers that are boxed in, those are all in millions. There's a lot of customers out there on the internet. Okay, so this is what they say. Fundamental goal is engagement. Engage people in your product. Get them involved. So this is something I want coalitions to start thinking about, because this is where everything with our young adults is going. Heineken actually has a virtual city. I understand you can buy real estate and go to bars and have parties and do all kinds of stuff in this virtual city. I don't know. Haven't been there, don't know quite how to get there. But just, I'm going to flash these up real quick. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, they're marketing on Facebook, absolutely. The beer companies and the liquor companies are marketing a lot on Facebook now. I mean, it's all over the place. And I'd like to spend time with this, except I don't understand it. I really don't. This is so new to me. It's only come out in the last couple of months now that we regulators actually even heard about this stuff. This looks very adultish, doesn't it? Not. Grab the buds. Build your own Coors box. You know, it's like, what the heck? And then YouTube, that's huge now. See, it turned out the industry has now putting commercials on YouTube. Very glitzy, very fancy looking ads, and they're specifically designed for teens. One of the things that I heard when I listened to this presentation down in DC back in December was the companies were saying this is fantastic. We can now find out the exact demographic we want to target, because Facebook and all these other social medias, they farm all this information on the person's name, age, geographic location, you know, how much money their parents make, all that stuff. It's all farmed in there, and you can target right to a certain person if you want. They actually have apps now for our iPhones that you can scan a barcode and it will tell you on that app where that product is sold nearby. And it actually has a little GPS and a little arrow, and you just follow the arrow. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, exactly. We adults are like, what? Oh yeah, unbelievable stuff out there. Foursquare, Diageo's campaigns, you know, ton of stuff out there, folks, ton of stuff out there. And when they start talking, when the industry talks about using neuroscience to market, I'm like, oh, now you're starting to scare me. So I'm not sure I like the sounds of this. It sounds like they're getting into our brains a little too well. Yeah, gold level sponsors. What? They're on the internet? Really? Yeah. YouTube's ads stand out because they're noticed without interrupting the user experience. Kind of sounds like the old subliminal ads, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, this comes from the Marin Institute out in California. They're kind of a watchdog for the industry, and this is what they're saying that the alcohol's tactics are right now, is to put all your eggs in the same basket, target those vulnerable populations, and certainly come out looking like we really want to help everybody, and a lot of them do, but make it kind of so, you know, fuzzy that you really can't put a target on. In other words, we're really trying to make sure there's no underage sales, but at the same time, we're also pumping in ads through Facebook and all those things. So possible solutions. These are some right from the researchers. I got to talk to them down in DC last December, and they were telling me that be careful of mass media, because those things on their own, big ads about parents and stuff, they don't work unless you enforce the laws. You can't just tell parents not to throw underage drinking parties unless you're prepared as a law enforcement agency to actually arrest those parents when they do it. You got to put the two together, because all alone, then neither one of them works. They also found that pumping up the alcohol prices actually does decrease the number of abusive drinkers in your community, and availability as well. So, having said that, tax increases are one of the most cost-effective ways of reducing use, and also limiting the number of outlets you have in a given area. So a lot of communities now, not only in Vermont, but around the country, are looking at the density of their liquor outlets. One of the things they're saying, and I just got an email this morning from New Mexico about a store wanted to locate across the street from a school, and they said, no, I don't think we want to let that happen. I think we don't want that. So there's a lot more pushback from communities now around that stuff. Here's our best practices. So community coalitions, I say, here's the data. This has been researched and researched and researched, so we know what works. Random breath testing. I was doing this for a coalition last week. State trooper in charge of the entire district in southern Vermont was there, and I said, so Lieutenant, when's the last time you could do random breath testing? And he said, never. They said, well, that's what the research shows works. And he goes, I would love to do that, but we're not allowed to. So that's one of the ways of reducing that. So, I'm over 5 minutes already. I'm going to get way over here. This is about how we train police officers, so don't have time to do that. I wanted to get to something called the Responsible Retailing Forum that I'm involved in. What we found is there are 8 things that work, and we're now starting to work with community coalitions in our communities on how do we make this stuff work. How do we work in concert with the youth and the adults in the community and the stores and us and the health people all together to help the communities do things right, so you're not selling to kids and drugs. That's where we're headed now. So, that's enough.